It is the 41st millennium. Humanity has colonised most of the known galaxy, with lion-hearted crusaders from ancient times having brought unity to the human species. To this day they are worshipped as saints within vast continental-sized cathedrals across the stars. Meanwhile, all are united under the twin-headed Aquila of the Imperium of Man, in which ancient terror sits at its heart. This task, thought by so many to be impossible, was fulfilled by none other than the God Emperor of mankind and his inexhaustible armies. Mightiest of them all were the Space Marines, his angels of war. Thanks to the Emperor and his crusaders, the Imperium of Man spans the entire Milky Way, and its worlds bound together by a simple unifying creed. All are united, all are one. Yet this is far from a prosperous time. Long ago, during the glorious years of the Great Crusade, when the Emperor sought the unification of mankind's colonies, there seemed to be a hope that humanity would enter a prosperous age. It would be an era when humanity would no longer fear Xenos invaders or persecution by religious zealots. Truly, it seemed that humanity would finally get to live, not merely survive within the Eldritch galaxy. However, when half the Emperor's sons, his Primarchs, turned on him, civil war followed. Worlds were set to flame, with the dead rising in such uncountable numbers that measuring the bloodshed is impossible. It seemed that everything the Emperor strived for would all come crashing down by the hands of a few jealous sons. Yet the Emperor managed to slay the arch-traitor Horus, who stoked up and led the rebellion, and scattered his forces to the corners of the galaxy, but not without paying a terrible mortal price for doing so. As if to mimic its master's fate, the devastation that the Imperium faced, with millions of its worlds burning and torn asunder, was something it too would never fully heal from. Promises that were made to bring humanity into a wondrous age of enlightenment are now hollow and empty. Instead, each citizen is policed and kept ignorant of the wider galaxy for fear that a new rebellion lurks in the hearts of those who know too much. With the Imperium now in a state of constant war with both alien invaders and millions of its own worlds, the Imperium's priority is not only to achieve victory, but to stave off humanity's extinction. Untold billions are chained and shackled to forever feed the Imperium's ever-thirsting war engine, with no hopes of achieving their own ambitions and dreams. Where once the Imperium was a mighty vessel that sought to unite the galaxy with hopes of science and secular progress, it is now but a starving entity on the verge of collapse. It is a bloated, monstrous shadow of its former glory that gorges upon humanity's resources in order to survive but a day longer. In these dark times there can be no democracy, no equality, no representation of political position. Each and every one of its citizens must contribute to the demands of the Imperium's High Lords. Whether soldier, slave or anything in between, all must abide by the Imperium's iron will, or fall under it. And where once the Emperor of Mankind soared through the galaxy like a golden feathered Aquila, now he is a starved vulture locked within a cage. A brilliant godlike man who sought the unification of humanity and the realisation of its destiny. But now he is a carrion god, with a belly fat with pus and worms. To keep his rotting corpse from truly dying, this god requires the souls of thousands of psychers every single day, dragged from worlds spanning the galaxy. If not, the Emperor's light would fade, and humanity's heart would be swallowed by the hungering maws of chaos that he alone keeps at bay. If you believe that you can survive these times, remember this: there is no hope for a better future. As a citizen, your name has no meaning. No one will remember you, nor will you be missed. Within these times there is only war and the role you play in it. And as the torch of humanity's glory flickers away, the time comes ever nearer when the Imperium will finally collapse upon itself. With the Emperor nearing his final breath, one must wonder if it was worth keeping humanity ignorant of the forces of chaos. The few who know of the ancient times say the Emperor wished this to protect them from chaos's venomous words, to safeguard them from a truth that none can hear without falling to madness. And yet, if the Emperor feared the cost of truth, one has to ask, what will be the cost of his lies?